Hi everyone, welcome back to JV Pilates Body. I have another workout video for you. It's going to be a 30-minute full body, no equipment necessary. So roll out your mat, grab your water, let's get started. All right, let's come down to the mat. Quick little warm up. Of course, if you have extra time, warm up a little bit more. Let's come into tabletop, starting off with those cat-cows. Drop the belly, slight gaze up, inhale through the nose. Exhale, round through the spine, pressing palms away. Taking this at your own breath pace. Really opening the chest as we look up and rounding through that spine as we curve it under. Taking one more, both directions. And releasing, let's just come sitting back on those feet, just taking some shoulder rolls, nice and big. And relax, just taking some head rolls now in one direction. And other direction if you haven't already. And release. All right, let's come into a tabletop position. So you want those wrists in line over the shoulders, knees in line over the hips. We have some space between our knees here. So we tuck those toes, take a big inhale through the nose, and as we exhale, we find a little hover with those knees. Inhale, tap down. Exhale, flat back, lift those knees. Continuing here, we want to be looking towards the top of the mat, keeping that nice flat back, and just focusing on that little lift. Doesn't have to be a big lift. We hold that bear hover into. Last one, hold that lifted. Hold it lifted. I'm just going to walk my hands front. All right, so now we step back to a high plank. One foot steps back, then the other. Then we come right back into that bear. Lower those knees and lift the knees. Step back, opposite side or opposite foot than what you did the first time. Again, we're not dropping that head. Keeping nice wide fingers, pressing our chest away from the mat. Finding that nice high plank as we reach that tailbone down by our heels. Taking that moment between reps to drop those knees and reset. Taking two more. And it's okay if you're getting lost with your legs, with which one you started with. It's all the same. Last one, let's hold that high plank. Hold that high plank. Take a big inhale through the nose and exhale, find a downward dog. Maybe pedaling out through those ankles. Maybe rocking those hips. And release, lower down, take a nice child pose back. Big toes together, knees can be wide or apart. Reaching those arms in front of us. And walk yourself on back up. Staying in this tabletop position, we move in for our bird dogs. We have right leg extended back, left arm front. We're pulling up through that center. Take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale, we lift. Tap down. And lift. So with all of these tabletop movements, when we are only working one leg, we tend to let our body weight fall to whatever side that knee is down. So typically in this position, if we're going to see it, you're going to have your weight on that left knee. So we don't want that though. So we want to use that core, keeping our body in the center of our mat, weight distributed evenly. Last one, we hold that lift, hold everything lifted. Take a big inhale through the nose. As you exhale, round through that spine, bringing your knee into the nose. And inhale, lengthen back out. Exhale, curl through the spine. Inhale, reach it out nice and long. Keeping our shoulders away from our ears. We're trying to keep that leg in motion, extending it back in line with that right hip. Last two. And one. Fully extend it back out. And lower it down. All right. Come down onto that left forearm. So left forearm is in front of our body, and our right hand is just up on the side. So with this one though, so our hips were facing down for that last one. We're going to open our hips to the side. So our left knee is still down. Our right leg is still extended out behind us. We're going to take some leg lifts. So we're reaching out of our chest. We exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Keeping those hips facing the side for this entire time. Exhale, lift. Find that little pause at the top, and then lower with control. Extra challenge. Can you reach same arm up? So that same working leg. So our right leg, can you reach that right arm up? Yeah. Keeping that bottom shoulder away from our ears and neck. Reaching up top with that right arm. Exhale with every lift. Last four. For two. One. And lower. Good. Take that palm back down to mat. Send those hips back for a child pose. And of course, get that sip of water whenever we need it. Coming back up. Still going to be working that right leg. So this time we find a high plank. Meet me in high plank. And lift that right leg up behind you. Exhale as you pull it into the chest. Inhale as you extend it all the way up, finding a single leg downward dog. Continue. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, extend it up. We want to keep our hips in one straight line. Square it off to the mat. Inhale, lift. Letting that head move with us for our final three. Keep pressing the mat away from you. For two. Last one. Step it back, high plank, and lower. Child pose back. Woo! All right, we got everything on that opposite side. So starting off with those bird dogs, I'm just going to flip around. So it's going to be right arm and left leg. So both hands down to the mat, knees in line with those hips. We extend that left leg back behind us, taking that right arm in front of us. Take that big inhale to prepare. Exhale, take off. And lower. And lower. Again, we don't want any arching in that back, so we're not going to be arching to lift that leg up higher. We don't want that. We want to keep a nice flat back. That tailbone is staying exactly in the same spot, reaching down long behind us. We hold everything lifted in 3. In 2. And 1. Hold it lifted. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, round the spine, pulling that knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen back out. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, out. Again, being mindful of where that body weight placement is. We're not dumping onto the right knee, holding everything in the middle of our 2 points of contact on the mat. We're here for 3, 2, last one, fully extend it out, and lower it down. Good, take a second. We doing good? I hope so. Something bad about these videos is I can't talk to you guys or see how we're doing, so I hope we're doing good. All right, let's come on down. We drop that right elbow down to the mat. Left hand is just sitting next to it. We extend that left leg out behind us, but again, we open, we rotate those hips to the left side. So again, we're not here, we're here. We start those leg lifts. Exhale, lift. Inhale, tap left leg down. Exhale, lift, and lower. And more time under tension, so really holding that leg lifted and then slowly releasing it down. Optional if you want to take that arm up, find that balance, lifting that left arm up to the ceiling, opening our chest and our hips in the same direction. Keeping that bottom shoulder way far away from our neck and ear. Reach that top arm up. Energy going through the fingers. Woo. Lift up and lower for a final 3. Reach that top arm high. 4, 2. Last one, we exhale, lift. And lower down. Coming back, placing both hands on the mat, we find that high plank. Tucking those toes, we lift up that left leg behind us, take a big inhale to prepare. Exhale as you pull that knee into the nose. We find that single downward dog, lift it up. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Really pressing those arms, keeping our chest away from the mat. Hips are staying squared, so we're facing down at the mat. For our final 3, exhale in. 2. And 1, pull that knee in, step that foot back, high plank, lower those knees, and child pose back. We're moving on to our back, seated position, seated position. We want our feet placed in line with our hips, reaching those arms out in front of us, pulling the shoulders back and down. Sitting up nice and tall like someone's pulling us up on a string. We find our C curve back. So we take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale as we curve back. Inhale as we rise. So we go over those sit bones and on top of the sit bones, straight spine. So it's like someone's punching us right in the gut, really scooping everything out, and then we grow tall. You want to keep those knees pointing up to the ceiling. Last 3. Last one, curve it back. And lift. Good, release those arms down, maybe opening those knees. Moving on to our Russian twists. All right. Feet stay where they are. Arms can just come on top of each other out in front of us. We find that C curve, holding it here. And we exhale, twist. Other side. And twist. Of course, to make this a little bit easier, just come up out of that C curve a little bit more. Again, we're still going to be working those obliques, but a little bit less pressure on that deep core itself. Audible exhale with every rotation. Woo, feel those sides. They're here. Welcome to the party, obliques. Last 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Lift it up. Good. Take a counter stretch over those knees, letting that head dangle. Right back up. All right, next one. Similar idea. Working those obliques, arms out in front of us. So we take a row as we pull that right elbow, aiming for the back of the mat. Inhale, come up. Other side. Like a big bow and arrow. Follow that elbow with your gaze. Inhale, come up. So again, same C curve. Rolling over those hip bones, pulling that belly button back and in, and lifting. And up. And lift, almost there. One more each side, right. And left. Beautiful. Come on down to the mat. Grabbing onto those knees, back of the knees to roll yourself down. All right, so we bring those knees now up in tabletop position. So the knees are going to be in line with those hips, and we have some space between our knees themselves. So our knees are actually right over those hips. We take our hands up behind our head. We take a big inhale through the nose, and as we exhale, we find a chest lift. Legs are just holding strong in tabletop for now. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Further modification, just take those feet back down to the mat and just take your chest lifts from here. We want to keep those elbows nice and wide. Space between chin and neck. And again, we're not using our hands to lift our neck up. We're leading from the core. So that's why we call it a chest lift. Lead with the chest. And lower. We hold that chest lifted in 3. No space underneath that low back. 4, 2. And 1. Hold it lifted. Extend those arms now by those hips. We go for our single leg toe taps. Tap down one foot. Exhale, lift. Tap down the other foot. Exhale, lift. Keep changing those legs. Again, at any point, you can always lower down that upper body, placing those hands back down along the mat. Wherever we are, we have an imprinted spine. Tailbone is tucked under. Just tapping. Exhale, lift. Four more each side. Final 2 each side. 1. Last one on the left. Tap and lift. Good. Take those knees into the chest. Rock it out. All right, we extend those legs now all the way up to the sky. Taking those hands again back behind the head. Again, optional if you want, you can always add that chest lift or just keep the upper body down. We find a little bit of a leg lower so that only the right leg inhale lowers down. Exhale, pull back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. So that left leg is holding strong, pointing up towards the sky, or bend it at tabletop. Or take that left foot all the way down to the mat. Many ways to do it, whatever feels right for your body today. If we're keeping that chest lifted, can we lift a little bit higher, opening those elbows out? For our last two, exhale, lift. Last one, exhale, lift. Lower down everything, shake it out. Woo! Straight change onto that left side. So again, that right leg is either holding straight, it's holding bend at tabletop, or that foot is down on the mat. Again, always optional if you want to add that chest lift. All right, start where you want to. Just now working that left side. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Optional too, we can always reach those arms by our legs. Another option if we're doing that chest lift, instead of keeping the hands back behind the head, we can always reach them by our feet. Last three, almost there. 2, 1, lift it up and lower. Moving on to our glute bridges. Take those feet down, feet close to the booty, feet in line with those hips. Optional, arms can stay down or we reach them up to the sky. Rounding through that spine, take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale as we curl up that tailbone, lifting hips up equal height, and lower back down. Exhale as we lift. Inhale as we lower. If you want to add in those arms, every time you lift the hips, pull those elbows straight down by the sides and then extend them back up to the ceiling as you lower hips. So exhale, lift, pull elbows down. Inhale, reset. So we're really using our heels to press, to lift our body up. We should be able to wiggle those toes. We hold those hips lifted in 3. In 2. Last one, hold those hips lifted. Optional, you place the arms back down to the mat or you extend the arms back up all the way to the ceiling. We go for single alternating marches. So keeping our hips high. Exhale that right knee into chest. Inhale, tap down. Left side, exhale, pull it into chest. Inhale, tap down. Holding those hips up nice and high, not letting that back arch. Pulling that rib cage down, knitting it in with our core. Finding that little balance change as we alternate feet. Woo, reaching those arms up. Taking 2 more each side. So 2 on the right and then 2 on the left. Making sure we're even here. Last set. Exhale in. Inhale down. Exhale in. Inhale down and roll down the spine. Taking a second. Shaking it out. All right, coming all the way up, we are ending with a little bit of a standing series. So we're gonna start with that right foot going back. Hands can just go on the hips for right now. We take a big step back, finding that lunge, and we lift. Inhale as we lower, exhale as we lift. Down and up. Tailbones reaching down long by us. As we're in that lunge, you want to make sure that left knee is in line with our left heel. Last 3, 2, last 1. We hold it back, reach those top arms up. That front foot, can you lift up the heel and lower? Lift and lower, holding that nice and low. Going over this big toe, make sure not rolling out on the pinky toe. Last 3, 2, 1, and lift. Good, shake out those legs. Before we do that other side, just come into a little bit narrow stance so feet are in line with those glutes. Hands can just come into chest right now. We send those hips down, exhale, lift. Keeping that chest lifted, shoulders back and down. Again, those knees are tracking over those toes as the booty goes to the back of the room. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift. Same idea, release those arms down. We send those arms overhead. As we lift, we find that calf raise. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see my back. So we're still going for that narrow stance. We hip hinge back, finding a flat back, reaching those arms along our ears, and lifting up on those toes. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Last 3, 2, 1. Take that final calf raise and lower. Good. All right, other side. So now the left foot is going to be stepping back. Again, hands can just go on the hips. We take that big step back with the left foot. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Lower and lift. Yeah. Again, we want that right knee in line with our heel as we step back and lower. We hold it down in 4, 3, 2, last 1. Take those arms up, front foot, we lift and lower. Calf raise and lower. Holding nice and low in this lunge, reaching those fingertips up. Tailbones reaching down. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower and lift. Good. Shake out those legs. We end with a wide stance to really focus on those inner thighs and obliques. Wide stance on the mat. Toes are slightly angled out. We take those hands back behind the head. We drop down. Exhale, lean. Inhale, center. And rise. Other side. Drop down. Come center. Exhale, lift. So elbows are staying nice and wide, no pressure on our head. And again, we want to think that we're in an elevator. So we're going straight down and straight back up. Tailbone is reaching down long. Getting nice and low, really opening those thighs, pressing those knees open to the back of the room. Almost there. Relax those shoulders. All right, now hold it down. Just hold it down. We take those oblique crunches. We crunch and crunch and crunch. Woo! Stay nice and low for me. Yes, you can. Make sure we're still breathing. Inhaling through the nose as we exhale through our mouth for our final 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift. Toes face front. Fold it over, forward fold. Releasing that head down. Maybe rocking side to side in our hips. Maybe bending through our knees, whatever you'd like here. And then whenever you're ready, we roll it all the way back up. All right, step those feet inwards. Take those shoulder rolls. Awesome work today, everyone. Thank you for working out with me, our little 30 minutes, nice little Pilates, no equipment workout. Again, make sure that you cool down enough for your body. So make sure you're still stretching. Make sure you're hydrating, eating lots of good food. Interlace those fingers behind your back. Open through that chest. Maybe dive it forward. And lift it back up. Awesome job, everyone. And I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next video.